smell of rotten flesh, and many other signs that are not normal in everyday environment. Um, the thing that you really need to be careful of, though, and I can't stress this enough, and if you do come in contact with something demonic, and this kind of lends itself to the attachment issue or being possessed, whether you're religious or not being able to be around holy artifacts like a Bible or a crucifix, a cross. Um, Based on my personal experience, and I don't want to delve too deep. I find it, again, like I said in the first half, very difficult. I found that I wasn't a believer in God or anything spiritual then, but every time I was in the presence of the Holy Bible, I would feel like hands were gripping my throat, and it felt like I was choking and I couldn't breathe. So there are many signs that will indicate that something is definitely wrong, and you need to seek help. But it's also an indication that you've gotten yourself into hot water. So the thing to remember is that this is not a game, not by any stretch of the imagination. Anyways, I apologize for not recording the second half as close together as I originally planned. Some negative things have happened since I started filming the first one. Mostly lots of negativity and some bad luck. And also some things that were not caught on camera, which, while recording, believe it or not, that my wife witnessed. I really wish we could have actually happened right behind me on that bookshelf, which was just to the left over there. Books flew actually right off the bookshelf right as I finished the first part. And those books have been in those exact same position for over a year, but then again, that's all hearsay based on what I tell you. For people who don't believe, they think I might be making this up, thinking I'm full of bullshit, full of shit. But for those that do know it's real, they know that there are a lot of things out there that are going to try to make themselves known. And for someone that's been involved, possessed, who has been fighting these things, and it doesn't matter who you are, when you try to reach out to others and try to save them from the possible hell that you've lived, any type of communication will provoke them. And it is a very, very dangerous thing. They try to scare you. They try to remind you that they're still there. And because of what you've been through, they are trying to remind you that, well, we made your life a living hell, and we can do it again. But because of my faith in God, in Christ, and because of my belief, and also my ability to fight them off, and with the love of my wife, and support of family and friends, and even my friends here on YouTube, there's very little they can do. And that is part of the weapon, and part of the ability to fight them that I discussed in the first video. You have to strongly believe in that. It's not as simple as picking up a gun or a sword and shield and just fighting them off. It's not as simple as that. It's a spiritual, emotional, and mental battle. And it's an unfair battle because they can physically hurt you, but you cannot physically hurt them. The only way to hurt them is to do what I just mentioned. Those actually scar them. They hurt them. That's what hurts them. And the Bible itself speaks of it. I'm not a religious fanatic. I don't go to church. But I do have strong beliefs, and I don't believe you have to attend church. I'm not trying to get all biblical or preachy or anything like that. But these are the stepping stones to save yourself. And for those who were, I hate to say it, gullible enough to get themselves into this predicament already, this is some of the things that you need to do. You first of all, you need to accept a higher power. I mean, you have to accept the fact that these things do exist. They are the reason why your life is in trouble right now. And there cannot be one without the other. Just pick up any Bible and read it. It will explain. And God doesn't exist. You have to figure, if there's demons and there's Satan. And there can't be Satan without God. The basic rules of the universe are, there cannot be an equal without an opposite. Okay, every equal must have an opposite equal, and that is just fact. I mean, even science has proven it in that respect. Science itself hasn't proven that God or Satan exists, but for those who have witnessed and experienced the supernatural and the demonic, we don't need a scientist with a clipboard and pencil to formulate this mathematical equation to tell us. We've seen it with our own eyes. We've experienced it. I don't need the Discovery Channel to tell me if it does or doesn't. But some people do because they haven't experienced it. That's why some of them seek out Ouija boards, because some people just haven't been awoken to the fact. We all have the ability. Some are just not destined in this lifetime to experience it. Some have the gift to fight it. Some have the gift to see the future. Some have the gift to see past events. It's just the way God planned it. It's the way it's laid out. But for those who do not, for some reason, have that insight, don't play with it. It's not a smart thing to do. And if you really want to know more about it, you watch videos like mine, and you look up other people like, Hipper's Dave, and there's so many other resources out there that you can watch videos. You can do a search for it on the internet. I mean, for crying out loud, you can read up on it. There's, for example, if you were to look up some Catholic Church resources, they discuss it. And the Catholic Church is very big on exorcisms and battling the demonic and so on and so forth. And they have documented cases, okay? And no one laughs at them. But people will laugh at some Joe Schmo like myself on YouTube. The difference between them and myself is, I'm not an ordained priest, but they are. All right? And I'm not comparing myself. I'm just saying, I had experiences, but I'm just your average, everyday guy who works a job. I'm here in front of my webcam. And then the other guy that works in the back is a cardinal. See what I'm saying? Status shouldn't mean anything. We should be open-minded. That's what I meant in my other video. Be open-minded. It shouldn't be about status and, well, okay, I'm higher in social status than you, then I should be more trustworthy. So that's the other pitfalls that we have as society. And that's another thing. It's called deception. And that's what I also meant by how demons use humanity and how they possess people and try to manipulate our perception. They try to make us distrust each other. We have to be more open-minded to everything. And there are so many people, so many resources available to us now that weren't available 10, 15, 20 years ago. I mean, I remember being a teenager in the late 80s. And for you to even read up on this subject, you would have to go to the local library. And if something didn't exist or it wasn't available, you had to request it. And if you were lucky, you might find something. But now today, you just visit Google.com, type in your subject, and chances are you're going to get at least 100 hits or more. Or just visit YouTube. There's going to be someone with enough information that's going to explain to you what's going on. So, but that's all I really have to say. Keep your heads up. Stay strong. And peace.